Top of the morning, YouTube. Today I got up and I started to think about life. And today's topic is guidance. You know, um, how many of us have guidance growing up? Some of us had guidance growing up to a certain point. A lot of us growing up had no guidance. Either you grew up without your parents in your life, or you grew up without your father in your life, or you grew up without your mother in your life, or you grew up and had both parents in your life, or one or the other, and maybe they had to work a lot, had a couple jobs. Sometimes when you have a couple jobs, you come home and, you might forget that you have kids to give them guidance, or you know that you have kids, but you're too tired to come home and ask them maybe what would they want to do in life, what they want to major in school, that type of guidance. When I grew up, my mother had 3 jobs, came home, cooked, cleaned, was tired, and I never really had that guidance to ask me what I wanted to do in life, like a lot of other kids. It might sound crazy, but only thing I really thought about doing in life when I was a little kid was drug dealing, being a famous basketball player, and later on in life, maybe being a truck driver. But one thing I can say is I really never really thought about that as a kid, really gave too much thought, because when I was in school back then, the school I went to, it wasn't really asking you really what you wanted to do. They brought a police officer up to school when we was young, on career day. We never really had a big career day of people coming up to school with different jobs, just a police officer. And when I was growing up, I didn't want to be the police. So the topic of the day is guidance. Family. Whether you have kids or whether you don't, try to bring guidance to our little kids of the future. I know as strangers, you might say, oh, they strangers, I don't want to talk to them. But you'd be surprised how many ears that you'll have willing to listen. You understand? Bring some guidance to our future. The kids are our future. Help them with that. Whether it's teaching them how to establish credit. Don't try to be negative. Don't just start a conversation off with negative. You might see a kid doing something they don't have no business doing. Don't just start the conversation off negative. Communicate with them. Hey, how you doing? How you doing today? Oh, are you in school? What do you major in? Anything or any type of positive information that you can give our kids today, try to give it to them. Because there's a lot of ears out here willing to listen and really crying for help. You'd be surprised. I was one of those kids that would have listened to anybody willing to give me guidance. And look at me today. Today I might not be where I want to be, but I'm doing just fine. I have a family, I'm married, and all that's due to a little bit of guidance. I started off doing no good, but then I had older people coming up to me and, trying to give me guidance. An old wise man told me a long time ago, he said, it's always good to listen, whether you take the advice or not. But it's always good to listen. So please, try to help out and give the kids to our future guidance. Peace. I'm out, YouTube. Like, subscribe, and share.